I had to come up here live. There was no way I was gonna let this insane, massive wrestling news cycle go unnoticed. This has been, and I mean this, 2024 already so far has been some of the craziest times, pieces of news cycles I have experienced as a content creator. Bar none. It's just January. This first month has completely just shifted everything. Everything we know about professional wrestling altogether. We are literally entering a new era. It is new times. A whole new feel, a whole new, in my opinion, fresher breath of fresh air. Fresher breath air. I can't even talk right now. I'm just getting my words mixed up and jumbled up. It's so goddamn crazy when you think about what's happening right now. It's much needed though. We've been talking about wrestling moving away from television for how long now? It's been a minute. It's been a huge minute. I feel like it's been going on for like a decade or so. Probably since the network started? It has to have started around the network time. Because I'm sitting here thinking about Zack Ryder. Remember when Zack Ryder was like the hottest thing in WWE because he was the first one to become famous by simply doing YouTube videos? And then WWE said, oh no, we gotta get a piece of that pie. We gotta get on top of that. And then WWE moved to the internet, and then the network changed the landscape. For better or worse, you can sit here all day and tell me that it helped WWE's business in this aspect, but also hurt them in that aspect. But that was the beginning stages. Now we're talking about an actual shit of the guard. And we'll get into it. But it was announced today. Monday Night Raw is moving away from television. Starting in 2025, a show that has been a part of weekly television since 1993 will be leaving it for streaming. Because Netflix is giving WWE a whopping $5 billion. Yes, I said $5 billion. Over 10 years, but still $5 billion to move Monday Night Raw exclusively to Netflix. There's a lot of good things to come from this, and some issues that we might need to discuss. And if that wasn't a big deal, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has shown us that he isn't just back to become the head of the table on television, but he's also back to be the head of the table behind scenes. As of today, he is now an official member of the TKO Group Board of Directors. Let me give you an idea what that means. He has just as much power as Vince McMahon does. Meaning, he is now the boss. He is now over Triple H and Nick Khan. That should tell you how much power The Rock has. That's insane. That's crazy. I remember in the year 2000 when I was 9-10 years old watching The Rock and Triple H feud. If you would have told me when I was 9 years old, Alyx, one of these days, these two men will be running the company in place of Vince McMahon, I would have believed you because I was 10 years old. I didn't know any better. 9 or 10. I was naive as hell. But just the idea, the thought of that is insane. No one in their right mind would have ever thought that The Rock and Triple H would be running the show. Guys, like, is this a dream? What is happening? And just to put the icing on the cake, now there are rumors, there are talks that a Kazuchika Okada, a legend, the face of New Japan Pro Wrestling, could be coming to WWE. Now, we all talked about Okada potentially coming over, but I think we all assumed that he would land in AEW. It's more familiar. He can still work Japan if he works with AEW. He's never come to WWE before. That's a whole new... It's just a whole new place for him. Altogether. But I said in my video when we first talked about Okada leaving New Japan and potentially coming to WWE, I said that would probably be the best place for him to connect on an international level. Because I do believe Okada is an international star. And under Triple H, he will be featured and presented as an international star. New landscape. He'll have to change a lot of things. But I'm sorry. If you ask me what's a better platform for Okada, AEW or WWE, I'm going to pick WWE. It's looking like he could be coming over. Y'all, it's a big broadcast. It is a big broadcast. And I don't want to waste any more of your time. So if you guys don't mind, I want to do the sponsorships. I want to plug the social medias. I want to say hello to the people in the live chat. And I want to get to this monster of a show. So let's not waste any time. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership, click that join button, and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks if you would like to donate after the fact. We also have a Discord where you can discuss anything and everything when it comes to the world of professional wrestling with other wrestling fans. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, and give me a follow on TikTok, for I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. To get your thoughts played live on the air, email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Match t-shirt, get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt, but most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie, my America, the remix t-shirt made by It's J Knox and Firestar Heart. All this down below in the description box. Let's head on over to the live chat. My goodness, close to 100 people. Actually, is it 100 people? We're literally 3 off from 100 people, but yeah, we got ourselves an audience, and I expect this to grow exponentially because I'm gonna be here for a while. This is probably gonna go at least an hour and a half. Just so we're clear, this isn't gonna be a quick stream. We gonna be here for a while. I can't stay here all night because we have another stream to go, and I'll need a break in between there to go take care of some errands, but we gonna be here for a while. You might want to get comfortable. If you want to go get some popcorn, you want to go get something to drink, go do your thing, because we gonna be here. While we're here, take this second to say hello to the moderators. Ultra Shine Nancy and Firestar Heart, Elias, Adibi, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Khalil does everything, and of course Big MGM. They help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Join the Discord. Get them likes up. Get them likes up, ladies and gentlemen. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Also, really quickly, a contest is going on, ladies and gentlemen. Wrestle Rumble is sponsoring the broadcast this week. If you are someone that wants to win $500, or maybe $666, why are we specifically giving out $666? Because there's a contest for CM Punk. And apparently when you think about CM Punk, you think 666. I didn't put that up there. That's Wrestle Rumble. You go talk to them about that. If you are someone that wants to win a free form into those contests, all you gotta do is join the Discord. The links to the Discord are in the live chat and the description box. I think we hit 100 people for the Discord recently. Congratulations to the mods. The mod squad is in charge of the Discord. It is not on me. That is on them. They put in the work. They are awesome people. So please go check them out if you are someone that wants to be in a safe space to discuss wrestling. on the Discord, but also if you want to win some moolah, just to give you an incentive. Either one's fine with me. It's fine. Shoutouts. Let's say hello to the people in the live chat. We got Good Order. Good to have you here, sir. I see y'all like that remix of Persona 5's Beneath the Mask. Yeah, congratulations to the... Who is it? Julie? Her name is Julie. I'm actually going to link the full remix for you down below in the description, so check that out. We got Phantasmo, King of Waco Mundo. We got Dream Crazy. Netflix and Raw, baby. You gotta dream crazy for that reality. And Jesus Christ, whoever dreamed that one up, my man. That's it. Aaron, Fagura. Is it Aaron Fagura? I think I said it right. Did I get this right? Aaron Fagura. Y'all let me know if I'm saying your name's wrong. Please let me know. I see Dig Break. Is it Dig Beak or Dig Break? It's Dig Beak. Okay, Dig Beak. Good to have you here. One of my favorites. Highway Dylan Danger. Dylan Danger in his house. JJ, who let the dogs out? Ooh. Also known another one of my favorites, JJ Bulldog. I see Shaw Yishrael, YouTube member, The Beat Jr. Good to have you back, sir. Robin Sucks. Interesting name there. Sounds like you have a bit of a thing for Robin. I don't know why, I just think so. Pikachu Black. King Azza. Is it King Azza? Hopefully I said that right. I see Alyx Alachin. Alachan or Alachin? I think it's Alex Alachan. Nerd Geek Talk. Juan Lopez, and the last one is going to go to Sean Swaby. Baby! Sean Swaby in his house. Thank y'all so much. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, if I don't say your name, it's not because I hate you. We're going to be here for a long time. I'm pretty sure we'll have a lot more to discuss at the end of the stream. So just stick around. If you have your thoughts, get your super chats in. We'll definitely get those at the end of the stream as well. Thank you all so much for picking me to discuss this crazy piece of news, because it's a lot. It's a bunch. So much to get into. I don't even know where to begin. We're going to start off with Okada. And the reason why we're starting off with Okada is simply because we're still in the early stages of Okada. Nothing is confirmed. There's a lot of talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling legend, the face of New Japan Pro Wrestling, the ace, if you will, Okada leaving his home to try out different waters. And it's looking like the only two places he's looking to come to are WWE and AEW. And at first, and I did a video on this, I said to myself, more than likely he's going to AEW, which is probably still the case. But now there are rumors circulating. The word is spreading that he could be WWE bound. And I think this was started by a Twitter account. The Twitter account was Monthly Puraruso. Is it Puraruso? Puraruso or Puraruso? Monthly Puraruso. We'll go with that. And they said, although we're unable to verify with the Rainmaker himself, one source close to New Japan Pro Wrestling's top talent has indicated to Monthly Puraruso that it appears, is it Kazuchika Okada or Kazuchika? I'm never too sure if we're saying his name correctly. I've been saying Kazuchika Okada because that's how New Japan Pro Wrestling says it. But he says it's Kazuchika Okada. But his English is, look, I don't care which one it is, it's Okada. So let's just go with Kazuchika Okada until I hear differently. But it says here, it appears that Okada is WWE bound. Potentially starting an NXT first. Potentially starting an NXT. So before I give my thoughts on that, let's get a word from our boys, Fightful Select, aka Sean Ross Sapp, who had this to say. He says, rumors are flying about Okada, and they're very, premature. What did I just tell you? What did I just tell you? It's way too early. Way too early to decide or to even think about him landing anywhere else right now. He can go wherever he wants. He might end up WWE, AEW, somewhere else. Might go back to Japan. Regardless, right now it's too early. He literally just left last week. We don't know where he's going to go. But here's what they had to say. Fightful says, early Tuesday, rumors emerged that Okada would be headed to WWE and possibly appearing on NXT first, citing sources from New Japan Pro Wrestling. However, Fightful sources close to New Japan and Okada said that it's not the situation as they know it, at least as of right now. It was reiterated that Okada seems early in his process. One WWE higher-up said that would be news to us at this point. At this point. Who was that? I have no idea who talks like that, but at this point, that would be news to them. And multiple sources on the NXT staff said they've heard nothing of the sort at this point. In addition, numerous people that Fightful has talked to within AEW believed they're very much in the running to land Okada. To reiterate, anything could happen between now and the time Okada makes his decision. But we were told by sources connected to Okada, both WWE and AEW, that everything seems premature. Look, I've said it before, Okada is one of the best wrestlers in the business of all time. When you think about professional wrestling, you will hardly, if you haven't seen him wrestle, you might think differently. But if you've seen at least one of his matches, you have to agree, he is on another level. And when you have someone this talented, this athletic, this charismatic, who can appeal internationally to people in America, Japan, all over the world, someone like that needs to be featured on a high level. And I believe the best place for Okada is the WWE. I think they have the biggest platform for him. They'll be able to feature him in a way that no one else can, not just with video packages, but marketing, and of course, his presentation on screen as a TV character. You're not going to book him like everyone else. I think everyone looks at what they did with Nakamura, Shinsuke Nakamura, and think, well, they're going to book Okada like that. No, they won't. If they bring in Okada, I can guarantee you right now, main event status, instantly. They'll most likely put him in a feud against Nakamura to start things off. But if he's in WWE, best believe Triple H will push him huge, big time as a main event player. I won't think Brock Lesnar level, but Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, for sure. Imagine an Okada versus a Seth Rollins. 100%, by the way, because Seth is hurt. But when he's 100%, Okada and Seth, my goodness. I already said Okada and Nakamura, my goodness. But Chad Gable Okada, Bronson Reed Okada, Cody Okada, Punk Okada, Roman Okada, if Roman's still around, my goodness. Man, Bobby Lashley Okada, Jey Uso Okada, Drew McIntyre Okada. All of these matches are massive. You add Okada to a marquee, it's instantly a big match. Why would you not want someone like that in WWE? Now again, I still feel like most likely he will land in AEW because that's the most familiar to him. That's the one company he's closest to. Those are the people he knows more about. I also believe, this is just my opinion, he has a lot more freedom when it comes to AEW. Money's not going to be an issue. Let's just cut to the chase right now. Money is not going to be an issue. Wherever he goes, he is going to get his money worth. So it's not about who can afford him. They both can afford him. It's about where is he going to be the most happy. Now, Okada is, 36 years old? He is still in the prime of his career. So this is still a very big decision he has to make. It's not like he's MJF, who's like 26. He can do AEW for another 5 years, then go to WWE. He'll still be in his prime, right? Okada is pushing on the later side of 30, and then when he gets to his 40s, that's when everything that you've done starts catching up to you. And Okada has been wrestling a very hard style for over a decade now. Eventually, that's going to catch up to him. Are we sure we want that guy in AEW? Yeah, he'll have many people to work with. The Bryan Danielsons, the Eddie Kingstons, the John Moxleys, the Jay Whites, the NJFs, the Adam Coles, baby, the Claudio Castagnoli's, a huge roster that could do big numbers in the main event, including with Will Ospreay coming in. Anywhere he goes, he is going to benefit whatever company he works with. But we need to be careful with where he is in terms of the long term. When we look at the big picture here. Because, in my personal opinion, if Okada does 5 years with AEW, his value will go down when he's in his 40s, and WWE won't want him as much. But if he goes to WWE now, there's no way in hell his value will be any higher than it is now. If he goes to WWE now, and then maybe later he wants to go to AEW to close out his career like Adam Copeland is doing right now, he would still have the same value for AEW now as he would maybe 5 to 10 years later. If AEW is around by that point. We'll have to talk about that as well. But again, I think he's going to go to AEW, but I seriously want him to go to WWE. That's not a knock on AEW. That's not saying AEW can't book him properly. Maybe they can, maybe they won't. But same thing can be said about the WWE. Who's to say that even under Triple H, Okada will work there? Maybe he's only good under one style. Something to consider. Something to think about. For right now, I'm staying open-minded. I'm going to stay open-minded and see where he ends up. I would love to see Okada in WWE, but I'm perfectly fine with him being in AEW because I'm a fan of his. That's just how I feel. What do you guys think? How do you guys feel about Okada? Where do you want him to go? WWE, AEW, let me know. I guess the real question is, what do you feel like is the best spot for him? Let me ask it that way. Man, what are we, 30 minutes in? We haven't even touched the big ones yet. That was the warm-up. Let's get to it. One of the things that made me freeze up in my chair, I woke up today thinking, all right, I'm going to get in the shower. I'm going to go get my hair deed, get my dress retwisted, and go hang out with my friend at his party tonight, and then be back midnight time Eastern, 11 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, for my Royal Rumble preview and predictions with A and B combos. And I said that was gonna be it. That's literally the highlight of the week. Nothing crazy was gonna happen. But then The Rock said, "Hold up! Let me cook!" Literally. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. This man said, "I'm about to change your entire life, let alone your entire week." CNN, every news outlet that you know about, even the Wall Street Journal, flooded the market with this news. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is trading in his muscle shirts for business suits. He is joining the board of directors for the TKO Group Holdings, the company consisting of the recently merged WWE and UFC. The company also announced Tuesday that it is partnering with Netflix. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is now a member of the board. He is now in charge of WWE and UFC. He is now the boss of Nick Khan and Triple H. The company said in a regulatory filing Tuesday it will pay Johnson $30 million in stock awards to promote the brand as part of his new deal. The awards will vest The awards will vest over the course of 2024 and 2025. And The Rock did all kinds of media talking about this. Johnson said his crazy life is coming full circle and that he is very motivated to help continue the global expansion of TKO, WWE, and UFC businesses as the worldwide leaders in sports and entertainment. He added that he's proud to represent so many phenomenal athletes and performers who show up every day, putting in the hard work with their own two hands to make their dreams come true and deliver for our audiences. I've been there, I'm still there, and this is for them. Now, The Rock was asked, is there a possibility that The Rock will fight Roman Reigns? Point blank. You know what he said? Yes. He said it's a very strong possibility. Now, will it happen at WrestleMania? Because that's also been a question. Now that The Rock is back and now that he's running shit, goddamn. When he said, should The Rock be the head of the table? I was thinking, well, he's going to beat Roman Reigns. No, he said, no, should I be the head, the real head of the table? Should I really run things? I'm like, oh, God. I didn't know what I was signing up for, Mr. Rock. My bad. I mistook what you said. Man, when he said that, I was like, shit. You can fight Roman anytime. But I do want to get you more pieces of information here before I give you my overall thoughts about this. Once again, Fightful Select put this out. There has been much discussion when it comes to The Rock and Cody Rhodes. Who will face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and how things will work out around what could be one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time. Seth Rollins, if he's healthy enough, versus CM Punk. The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Cody versus Roman Reigns. And that's just the main event scene. That's just the main events. Oh my God. We haven't even gotten the full card, and it's already one of the best shows we've done so far. We're only just beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get to the rest of the news here. It says here, images emerged from the WWE RAW Day 1 event of The Rock and Cody Rhodes embracing backstage. We're told it was right outside a gorilla position and was caught on camera by both The Rock's team as well as a WWE photographer. Several people were around to hear the exchange. We were told that the nature of the exchange, which was before The Rock's promo, was that of support to Cody Rhodes and what he's been doing. Those we spoke to have said that they got the feeling that The Rock wasn't there to stand in the way of anything, but didn't know it was before his promo. And most didn't know his head of the table line was coming. We're also told by sources close to The Rock that he's long been a proponent and supportive of Cody Rhodes, even while he was in All Elite Wrestling. There had been word around WWE ahead of The Rock getting a board seat that WWE was trying to land him and some sort of contract deal, but nobody expected anything to be the scope of what happened today. So, The Rock is a big fan of Cody Rhodes. So anyone that's scared that The Rock is going to steal the spotlight and stop him from finishing the story need to relax. He was never, ever going to do that. And I keep telling people, and I've been saying it since The Rock came back, people, we can have both matches. And the more I read, the more as time gets closer, the more time goes by and then we get closer to WrestleMania, the more it becomes a reality and common sense that this is what the main events are going to be. It's going to be The Rock, Roman Reigns, Cody, Roman Reigns. Now, which night it's on? Either way is fine with me. Personally, it would be a lot more interesting if you did The Rock and Roman Reigns on night 2 and make that for the title of Tribal Chief, and then did Cody and Roman on night 1, because then you can give Cody his moment, and then we do Rock and Roman for something else. And then because Roman no longer has the titles, it's a completely different game. Now we don't have to worry about The Rock losing. Now either one of them can win. Who knows? But if you don't want to do that, fine. Do Cody and Roman on night 2. Make it predictable, which is good. Sometimes predictability is fine. Do Rock and Roman on night 1, which is also predictable. Because if it's for the championship, The Rock can't win, so he'll lose. But then Roman goes in to fight Cody, beating The Rock, and is the real head of the table, but then loses immediately to Cody. So we still all get what we want. I mean, guys, doesn't really matter. The end outcome is Cody Rhodes will be the one who beats Roman for the world championship. And he will finish the story, which is what we want, right? At the end of the day, everybody gets what they want. You might not like how it's done, but everyone gets what they want. This is huge. This, to me, is one of the biggest landscape changes I didn't think I would ever see happen. I never thought Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Well, first off, let me put it to you this way. When The Rock left WWE in 2004, let's go mid-2000s, and he literally told the world, do not call me The Rock. Remember that? Remember when he said, do not call me The Rock, I am Dwayne Johnson? Number one, simply because he couldn't. He didn't have the right. He didn't own the rights to The Rock name. That was WWE, WWF. So he couldn't be called The Rock. He wanted to. But when he left, I thought that was it. I'm like, this is it. He's Hollywood now. If we see him, we're lucky. We're lucky. Never in my wildest dreams did I think not only would he leave wrestling, go on to be one of the biggest successful Hollywood actors in history, starting his own promotion, his own company, $1 million corporation. Never did I think he would come back and then get back to WWE by being one of the people that ran the place. And to top it all off, they rewarded him by giving him the rights to his name. It's official. The Rock now owns the rights to his name. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson can now call himself Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He owns the rights now. They gave him the rights to his name. Everything when it comes to The Rock is his now. He owns it. He owns it all. He owns it all. Wow. I cannot in my wildest dreams. I cannot in my wildest dreams have imagined that ever happening. This guy did it. He owns his masters now. This is a dream. This is the American dream. We talk about the American dream. What is an American dream? This right here is it. The Rock did the one thing we all wish we could. And if he is moving into a role of board director, potential leader for WWE, maybe he's going to be involved in creative. We don't know. We don't know what extent he's going to be involved with WWE. Whatever he's doing, if he's going to be helping the product business-wise, helping it grow, and perhaps playing a role on TV as well, then that has to let me know this isn't just going to be a one-off. Right? Rock is here. It's not going to be, all right, Rock has one match against Roman, then he calls it a day, and he goes to Hollywood for the rest of his life. No, he's here. He is a board director now. He is here to stay. He ain't just back for a match. He is back. So that changes everything now. If that's going to be the case, and The Rock is back, I think more than ever, that main event between The Rock and Roman Reigns is looking like an almost guarantee. It is the biggest match. Even The Rock said it. It is the biggest match you can do at a WrestleMania today. You name me 2 wrestlers from any company right now. Put them together. Ain't nothing you can come up with that's a bigger match than Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Period. Objectively speaking, you can't. You just can't. And the only thing that you could possibly come up with is Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk. And that is a long shot. And even if you did that match, even then I would have to question, is that as big as The Rock versus Roman Reigns, though? I really have to ask. At this point in time, does anyone really question what the main event's going to be? Now look, once again, I am perfectly fine with them doing Cody and Roman on night 2 and then Rock and Roman on night 1. Although I prefer the other way around, I understand why you would do it the formal, the first way, because the focus is Cody. The Rock just said he's going to support Cody. He's here to support Cody. Cody is the man. He is the face. When Roman is done, it will be Cody's show. And if that's the case, he should close WrestleMania. He should be the one to dethrone Roman, and then he should be the one to lead us into a new generation. If that's the case, yeah, he should close. But once again, you can have both. I don't see this being a one-off for The Rock. He might be retiring as an in-ring performer, but if he's gonna be here, and I mean here, running things on a regular basis, I personally don't see why we don't put him in the main event. Because it's not like The Rock is gonna come in and then, lose or win and then go away. No, he's here. And if he's going to be here, he's going to contribute. And he's going to be wrestling potentially here and there. We might want to start featuring him a little strongly. Again, I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be seeing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Triple H running WWE. I said to myself that it was going to be Shane McMahon and Stephanie. Shane McMahon or Stephanie McMahon running things when Vince is done. Neither one of them's running shit. Neither one. The people running things. This is what's crazy. I said to myself that it was going to be his family that ran things. The people running WWE right now, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and The Rock. What next? We're going to bring in Stone Cold Steve Austin as the head of talent relations? What world is this? Wrestling is a wild landscape. It is wild right now. Y'all give me your thoughts about The Rock. Would you believe me that wasn't the biggest piece of news? Because it isn't. Let's get to the main course. The main event, ladies and gentlemen, is the real game changer. The one that made everyone stop, freeze in their place and go, oh, wrestling is about to change forever. Variety put out this piece of news. They weren't the only people. It's everywhere. WWE strikes a massive deal to move Monday Night Raw to a streaming service beginning in 2025 for a whopping $500 million per year over the next 10 years. And that streaming deal is with, of all streaming platforms, Netflix. Netflix is getting the WWE. Says it right here. In our major shakeup, the WWE has struck a deal with Netflix that will see its flagship weekly live professional wrestling show begin airing exclusively on the streaming giant beginning in 2025. It is moving away from television. It's leaving television. Right here. This will mark the first time in its 3-decade history that Raw has not aired new episodes on a linear television network. Guys, do you understand what's just happened? Do you understand what's happening right now? Before we'll get back to the rest of this. Let me break this down for you. When we first started watching wrestling, when I first started watching WWE, I found it through flipping cable. Just changing channels, ran across Mike Tyson and Stone Cold Steve Austin and said, oh, what's that? I'm gonna watch that. Like, everything that we know about wrestling. I found through watching it on television. It's always been a part of our lives through TV. I have never imagined that they would go full in, all in, no pun intended, on streaming. I always thought, okay, a piece of it will always be on television. And technically, WWE is still going to be on television because SmackDown is going to be on USA Network. NXT is going to be on CW. But Raw, which is the flagship, their baby, the main moneymaker, is moving to Netflix. That is historic. And to me, I've always been a big proponent of moving everything away from TV and going to streaming. I still believe when it's all said and done, television's gonna be gone. You heard it here first. Give it 10 years. Everything will move away from television and become streaming. It will happen. It's gonna happen. I guarantee it. And as time goes by, we're seeing more and more more and more things. The NFL moved to streaming. I guarantee you, sooner than later, AEW is going to move to streaming. It has to now. Oh, it's got to move. It's got to move to the, what is it? What is HBO's new streaming? Is it Max? Max Discovery? I don't even know anymore. They keep changing the name of it. I think HBO Max. It's got to move to Max or something. It's got to keep up with WWE. But everything is moving to streaming now. And I think WWE tested the waters with it when they had the WWE Network back in the early 2010s. And, you know, it was a moderate success. It wasn't as big as we thought it should have been because there were certain people in charge making dumb decisions with it. But it did change the game for the better. Maybe not as big as we thought it would. Now this is going to do what I think they wanted the network to do. See, now you're going to be moving a big audience, and it is a niche audience, but it's still millions of people away from Monday nights on television to now shifting that to a streaming service. And I think that is what Netflix is hoping for. Because Netflix, by all means, is a giant, a huge streaming giant, but it's also been bleeding money. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the streaming services, but Netflix has been struggling financially because their operating services are so high. The costs for the operating services is so high, it's put them in debt. Because understand, you can have millions, hundreds of millions, hundreds of billions of people give you $5, $10. What do you guys pay monthly for Netflix? Because I pay HD, so I'm somewhere close to $16 a month. Some of y'all probably pay for ads, so it's like $10. On average, $10. Let's go with that. Okay, so we're looking at somewhere close to 10-something billions of dollars a month. You still have to pay your employees. You have to pay all your talent. You have to pay all of the people that signed up for it, the Dave Chappelle's, the Kevin Hart's, the Eddie Murphy's. You have to pay all these big stars a lot of money to come on your platform. And we're not just talking chump change, we're talking millions. So initially you'll get billions, but then that money goes to operating services, to all the employees, because it's a corporation, it's a conglomerate like the WWE. You're not just paying a couple thousand, you're paying millions. So it might look like a lot of money on paper, but when you factor in everything else, yeah, Netflix has been bleeding money. It's been bleeding money for a long time. And now with the writer's strike and then the SAG-AFTRA strike and then, you know, all these other people who are now looking to get paid as well from streaming services, that's even more money. Even more money they're going to bleed out. What better way to shift the guard, to help them stay afloat, than by saying, okay, we want to add an extra million of fans, millions of fans across the world to Netflix by taking this established TV show and streaming it live on Netflix, which, for the record, I didn't even think Netflix can go live. Netflix can stream live? That's new to me. They probably can't right now, but they'll definitely be doing it. There's a lot of questions I have, because it's a risk. It's a massive risk. Let me get more details for you first before I actually start talking about what I think is both a pro and a con, because there are some issues that we need to watch out for. Says here the deal is valued at $500 million per year for 10 years. That comes up to $5 billion. That's a lot of money. Netflix has watch this. They have the option to opt out after the initial 5 years and to extend it an additional 10 years. Let me just break that down for you. If Netflix just decides, okay, this ain't working, WWE, after 5 years, we're going to cut our deal. Well, WWE still makes $2.5 billion, and then they can move back to USA Network or whatever the hell. But if it's a great deal, they have the option to roll that over another 10 years and then end up paying WWE another $5 billion. One of the sweetest deals, one of the biggest, sweetest deals I have ever seen. Nick Khan, Triple H, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, big boss moves. Sources say WWE's current 5-year deal for US rights to Raw with the NBC Universal is worth approximately $250 million per year. So they basically doubled that. They doubled what they had with NBC Universal. That's fucking insane. That's insane, y'all. Now the current deal with the NBC Universal ends, I think, October 2024, right? It ends October 2024. According to an individual with knowledge of the situation, exactly where Raw will air between the end of their deal and then the start of 2025, that's still being determined. So when the deal with Raw ends at the end of October, who knows where we're going to be able to watch Raw during that time. I'm going to assume they're going to extend that deal until, they can always extend it until January. They might have to pay a little bit extra money to make that happen, but I don't know. That's crazy. But yeah, under the deal, it says it right here, Netflix will become the exclusive home for Raw in the US, Canada, the UK, Latin America, and other territories once the deal begins. It will not be on television. But SmackDown will be. NXT will be. You can still order pay-per-views on cable and satellite. So it's not like it's going away. WWE is going away from television altogether. But you gotta think, this is the start of it. This is the start of it. This is huge. I'm skimming through a lot of this right now just to be sure I don't see anything that's... So, yeah, everything else on here is just further basically telling you what I already told you. What do I say? What do you say to this? Other than WWE made bank, man. This is legendary. This is one of those deals that literally has shaped the business. It will literally change everything. Everything. Because I think WWE understands that money, the real money, is now in streaming. And I think everything that we know is going to move to streaming. Everything that we watch, all the entertainment that we get through television, eventually will move to streaming. Period. Bar none. And I think that is both a good thing, but it's also something we should be worried about. And this is what I want to talk about. Let's talk about the pros. The pros of this. And I was actually talking about this with Sean Ross Sapp today. I asked Sean Ross Sapp, so with Raw going to streaming service, does that mean it can go back to being 2 hours? Because what made Raw unbearable, or at least hard for me to watch, was the length of it. Now that it's going to Netflix, who determines the length of the show now, I think will be WWE. Which means if they wanted to, they could go back to 2 hours because the revenue is going to be the same, whether it's 2 hours or 3 hours. They're going to get paid the exact same thing. So now they have this room to really decide how long does the show need to be. To me, that alone, the fact that they could, if they wanted to, I'm not saying that they will because I'm not running WWE, but if they wanted to cut the show down to 2 hours, they now have the platform to do it on. And that to me is a big, big deal. To think that doesn't really matter if it's 2 hours or 3 hours, you're going to get paid the exact same thing. Maybe there will be a point in time where they have to go 3 hours. If the show calls for it, they can. But they don't need to. If the show needs to be an hour and a half, it can be an hour and a half. If the show needs to be 2 hours, it can be 2 hours. And I think that's going to make the shows a lot more palpable because we don't have to purposely extend matches to fill up 3 hours. Now it's like, okay, we can literally just keep it as short or as long as we want. And people are actually just getting ready to say, commercials are literally only a part of the 9.9. Is it $9.99 or $6.99? I'm not too sure. Whatever tier you're gonna get, that is where the advertisement's gonna be. But if you have like a $16 tier with me, I don't have to worry about commercials, and I think that's gonna make it a lot more entertaining. There's also the flip side of that. It can be as long as they want, which means it can stay 3 hours or it can be longer. That's what worries me as well, because now that they don't have any restraints on how long the show can be, if they get too carried away, these shows can get a lot longer than they need to be. And the wrestlers can take a little bit more liberty with how long they want the matches to be. And so a show that really should be 2 hours might end up being 3 hours and 30 minutes. And I don't know. I don't know. We also have to consider this as well. And we're still on the pros, by the way. We're on the pros about watching WWE RAW on streaming. What does this mean for pay-per-views? Because the current deal under Peacock, we don't have to worry about paying for pay-per-views. We just gotta pay for Peacock. That's getting ready to go away. Are pay-per-views also moving to Netflix? Because once again, that's great. Personally, if we're done with Peacock, can I be honest with you? I can't believe I haven't said this before. I have never enjoyed WWE on Peacock. The only reason I've been okay with it is the price. $10 to watch WWE pay-per-views every month. I've been very happy about that. But in terms of the quality, Peacock has been shit. Peacock has been a horrible home for WWE. A lot of the documentaries and past pay-per-views I've been struggling to find because Peacock does such a terrible job of organizing content for WWE. Period. It does such a terrible job organizing things. Remember on the network, we could actually save our place when watching certain documentaries that had timestamps and everything like that. They had it organized and easy to find. Yes, they had to edit some stuff out because of copyright reasons, blah, 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 blah. But it was accessible. Half of the stuff that I used to watch on the network, I can barely find on Peacock. So a pro is that if WWE moves away from Peacock, more than likely the pay-per-views are going to land on Netflix as well. Netflix is a lot more organized, and I'm pretty sure they have timestamps. No, I'm pretty much guaranteed they have timestamps. So if they move all the WWE content to Netflix, that's going to make me a lot more happier because I know Netflix is going to organize it so much better. See, I think Raw is going to open the door for a lot more content from WWE to go to Netflix. And if the partnership is booming and things end up being very well, then absolutely. That would be great. Now, I think, although Universal's partnership ends, I think Peacock doesn't end until much later. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it ending like at the end of 2025? Someone find out when the Peacock deal ends. Because I don't... I mean, I could look it up. I could always just look it up. But, you know, I kind of want to stay on the Netflix deal here. Oh, wait. Did y'all tell me in the live chat? Let me look at the live chat. 2026. Okay. 2026. The deal ends in 2026. Okay. So, still, my statement stands. If the deal with Peacock ends, they could still move everything over to Netflix, and I think things would be a lot more organized. Let's see how it works, man. I think that's a great move. So they have more control over the length of their shows. They'll have a more organized library, which is huge. You want that. And also, another pro, and I think this is a great pro, is going to push AEW to also get on a streaming service, which is what AEW desperately needs right now. Now that WWE is moving, because for some reason, I thought AEW was going to be the first one to do it. I should have known WWE was going to do it first. But now that WWE has made the move, I can almost guarantee you, not only is AEW going to sign a new deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, that's in the bag now. I can guarantee you right now, unless something crazy happens, AEW will re-sign their deal with will re-sign a new deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. Will it be for more money? We'll talk about that when it happens. But they are going to stay with Warner Brothers Discovery. And I think a part of that new deal is a streaming service deal. I think it has to happen now. I think it's almost guaranteed to happen. Now that WWE has made this move, I give it, if not 6 months, sometime by the end of this year, AEW will sign a deal with Warner Brothers Discovery for a streaming deal. Guarantee. Hell no. There's no way Warner Brothers Discovery does not follow up after seeing this. Wrestling is about to be a completely new landscape. Everything's moving to streaming. I think that's really, really good. I love that. I love it. And I think ultimately, hopefully, for the love of God, hopefully, this will push the companies to be more different, to actually test the waters with this new audience. I think there's so much we can do with this, and I'm so excited to talk about it. Now let's talk about the issues. Because let's just call it like it is. These are unknown waters. Unknown waters for WWE and potentially AEW. One of my major problems is, and this is something too that we haven't even talked about, can we do live streaming on Netflix? I don't think I've seen Netflix do live streaming before. And so I think if they're still new to it, there might be some issues with that. And my biggest fear, and this is something I hope doesn't happen, and I pray to God that it never happens. One of my biggest fears when it comes to Monday Night Raw, what if it's no longer live? What if Monday Night Raw is a product of Netflix, but it's not a live show anymore? I think that would be the worst thing that could happen. I don't have to worry about that with SmackDown. SmackDown's going to be live because it's still live television, so that's good. Monday Night Raw, though, with it going to Netflix, if we haven't worked out a deal for it to be live, it could end up being taped. And I think that would be the worst thing that could happen to the show. Not saying that it couldn't work, But I don't think a show like Monday Night Raw needs to go back to being taped. It needs to be live. So I'm a bit worried that things are going to be, it'll play in advance and then they'll post it later. I hope that doesn't happen. That's one kind I'm a little worried about. Now, although people are telling me that they've done some live streaming stuff. Someone asked me, do I think WWE would do TV 14? I would love to see it, but I think they like being TV PG because I think it allows them to get access to certain sponsorships and certain advertisers and certain deals that they couldn't get when they were TV 14. They have more access to other stuff now being TV PG because they can appeal to a bigger, massive audience, right? Although they wanted to go TV 14, they could. They could. But that's definitely something we should look into. Streaming, another con that we have with streaming. How are we going to calculate, and this is actually, you can call this a pro, because TV ratings are going away, so no longer will people have to worry about TV ratings. But how are we going to calculate the amount of money? Because the thing about that is, too, one thing that started the SAG-AFTRA strike and the Writers Guild was the talent not getting paid. So how are they going to calculate how much the talent make? That's going to be another murky water issue. Like, all right, now that we're no longer getting paid by the TV networks, how is the money going to be allocated now? How are we going to be making sure that everybody gets what they own? See, that's another issue that we have to look into, because although the company is getting paid, how's that going to trickle down into the talents? This is also something I'm concerned with, because that's always been an issue with me when it comes to streaming deals. You guys don't know this, but I produced a song, and I'm not making this up, swear to God. I produced a song with my sister, and it's being used by a movie on Tubi. Not making this up. I produced a song that's on Tubi right now. The movie is called 10 Reasons Why Men Cheat. Go look it up. The song is called What Do Women Want? What Women Really Want. I think it's called What Women Really Want. It's a remix or a remake of DMX's What They Really Want. I'm not making this up. Search 10 Reasons Why Men Cheat, Tubi. Guess how much money I made off of that? I'm supposed to be getting a royalty check. Guess what my royalty check is? 0. I haven't gotten anything from it. So that is a concern for me. I hope the talent get what they deserve, but I would hate for them to take less money, because we haven't worked out like how exactly the money's going to be allocated to the talent. So that's something we also have to worry about. Also, now that we're making wrestling accessible, like at any point in time, we don't have to, worry about catching it live or in DVR. I also think that could affect their viewership. Now, we are getting to the point where TV ratings don't matter anymore. They never mattered. Although they might matter, they matter to advertisers. But in terms of like, all right, this show is great because it has 8 million viewers. No, it's not. Okay, it was never a factor to determine the quality of a show. Some of the worst pieces of television have the most viewers. Sorry. I think it's fair that we say that. Am I lying when I say that? Did I tell a lie? I didn't. So, ratings don't matter. But it is going to divide the audience in terms of how many people watch it at this specific amount of time. Because there's always that we can watch it anytime we want. Especially now that it's on Netflix. We can watch it anytime we want. Something to think about. It's new waters. It's a completely different way to showcase wrestling that I'm excited about, and I'm also worried about. But we're gonna have to see it. When you take a risk, There's always going to be pros. There's always going to be cons. There's going to be some mistakes made. There's going to be some, all right, we got to change it up here. We got to fix this here. All right, we fucked up with that, but we're going to fix it. We're going to get it right. All right, give us a second. Let's figure it out. Anytime you're swimming in new waters, you're going to get attacked by sharks at some point. How the WWE handles this, if they end up being successful with it, it could just change everything. They could end up, and I mean this, they could end up creating a whole new audience for wrestling. That can then, of course, transform and transition into ticket sales. And therefore, they're selling out more arenas, more stadiums. Maybe their value goes up. And then other cities start building. I'm not just talking about cities here in America. Other cities across the world start bidding. Cities across the world start bidding for WWE to come over. And they're willing to pay them millions to host their shows. And then they start making a profit. And then they're swimming in it. Oh, God. Oh, man. I love it. I love talking about business. But give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts about all of this. Jesus Christ almighty. Okada coming to WWE. The Rock being on the board of directors. Netflix getting Monday Night Raw. Sound off and the live chat. Let me get your thoughts. But let me play these super chats here. I see a super chat just hanging out. So let me play that. Talking to the...
So Ava Raine works for Triple H and her father now.
Yeah, Ava Raine is working for her daddy. What a time. What a time to be a wrestling fan. That's crazy, man. What do y'all think? How y'all feel? Where's our heads at when it comes to what we just talked about? By the way, this isn't the live stream. This isn't the only live stream we're doing tonight. I will be back up here and literally just... what, maybe 6 or something hours? I think it's 6 hours, right? 5 hours, actually. I will be back up here to do Royal Rumble. Preview predictions with, of course, A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. So, as soon as this one's done, go over to that stream and set your reminders. Set your reminders for that live stream. We will be back up here to discuss the Royal Rumble. And yes, I will be talking to A&B Combos about this. They're going to have a lot to say because this is huge. Massive. What y'all in here talking about? What do y'all have to say about all this? Because this is massive. I see Franklin Torres, your Super Chat champion, Franklin Torres, who is not a fan of The Rock being in the main event. Man. He wants Cody in the main event. Or maybe he just doesn't want The Rock in the main event. I'm not going to speak for him. He'll let you know he's the champ. Good to have you here, champ. Let's see here. Foxy.Isaac. In what aspect, Ultra Shadow, do you think Stephanie deserves another shot in the ranks? Oh, you guys are talking about Stephanie McMahon? I mean, why not? I don't think she's going to work there as long as Vince is there. Because she can't stand her father. But, yeah, I don't see why she couldn't come back. Why not? JJ Bulldog, we are now in the era of streaming. It literally is a new era. It's a completely new era now. And I think moving to 2025 is going to be an interesting time to be watching wrestling. Because that's going to be either great or it could end up being something that could hurt it. We're going to find out. I'm excited about it though. It's always exciting when they do something new like this. ZSP111, are we also getting WWE shows, specials, documentaries, etc. Netflix, or is it all still going to be on Peacock? Like I said, they have a Peacock deal until 2026. But after that, I can see it moving to Netflix, all of it. And I see it being a lot more organized on Netflix. Yeah, no more commercials, no traditional commercials. Which means they can have the show go as long as they want. They can have it go 2 hours, or they can have it go 3 hours and a half. There's a double-edged sword to that. Let's see here. Bobby Means. Brian is regretting every single day he left WWE for All Elite. Is he? Is he really? I think AEW is a great place for him, quite frankly. Waveface Killer. Rock finna become a billionaire by the end of 2024. If he's not already there yet, he will be. He ain't lying though. Rock gonna be rich. Pikachu Black says 30. 30? 30 what? 30 what? Not quite sure he's going for that. Yeah, $5 billion. They're gonna get $5 billion over 10 years, so $500 million a year. That's a big contract, bro. That's insane. Give me a mil. All this talk about 500 million, 1 billion. Can I have $1 million? Like, give me $1 million. Like, these big players tossing around all this money. Can I have $1 million? Just give me $1 million. That's all I care about. I'm objectively balanced and on the ball, says. That's an interesting name. It's a 10-year deal with a 5-year opt-out and a 10-year extension. Damn. Yeah. I know. So if they don't like it, WWE can still make $2.5 billion. That's what they're guaranteed. They're guaranteed $2.5 billion. At least $2.5 billion. But if they decide that they don't want to do it no more. Let's see. Oh, this is from King Mike Todd's. King Mike Todd's, who's been a member for 29 months, says, can we get Punk versus Cody in the main event this year? Is Netflix going to make us pay for pay-per-views though? Because I'm not paying $50 every month. I don't think they're going to make us pay for pay-per-views. I didn't even consider that. Nah, I don't think they are, because they're already making us pay a lot. Although, who says the pay-per-views are going to be on Netflix? They might move that to ESPN. If they move pay-per-views to ESPN, we might end up paying $50. And that's going to suck. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me see here. Nick Khan making big moves. Jason Lewis, I agree, sir. Everybody making big moves. Let me see here. Tubi, yeah, I didn't get no money from Tubi. Probably not gonna get any anytime soon, which sucks. But what are you gonna do? What you gonna do about it, y'all? Yeah, The Rock is the head of the table, off screen and probably on screen. You love to see it. Oh, that's great. That's awesome, man. Netflix, along with Tubi, Pluto TV, Hulu, and Prime, are the top 5 streaming services. Man, that's crazy. The more you even think about it. Bonjour to everybody. This is Joy M8. Joy M8. Did I say it right? Is it Joyem? Or, yeah, I think I said it right. Joyem8. Someone said, the trade guide, explain this in NBA terms. Okay. What am I explaining? By the way, Trade to God, aren't you supposed to be challenging at Royal Rumble this Saturday? I think you put out the challenge to take the belt. You gonna stick to your word? Or are you just kind of you just talk nonsense? Anyways, in NBA terms, okay. So, put it to you like this. WWE just signed an MJ deal, a Michael Jordan deal, that they could have extended from 10 years to 20 years with Netflix. The kind of deal that the Bulls would give to Michael Jordan. Now they could, as always, they could opt out in 5 years, and then WWE can go back to the USA Network like Michael Jordan went to the Wizards, or they can stay with the Bulls. Essentially, that's the best way I can describe it. I don't know how else I'm going to describe it to you. It's not like LeBron James going from the Cleveland Cavaliers to the Heat, back to the Cavaliers to the LA Lakers. Ain't like that. I'm almost certain Velveteen Dream is coming back. I did see that interview with Chris Van Vliet. Excellent interview, by the way. I was thinking about doing a video on it. I'm not. Just thought it was a great interview. For real. Go watch it. He did a good job. I was very surprised at how well he conducted himself, how humble he was, how down to earth he was. He wants to come back to wrestling. He just doesn't think he will because he doesn't know if it will be the same. He'll be back. I have a feeling he's coming back. If they call him, he'll come back. Anyone remember the Sony Crackle streaming service? What the hell is a Sony Crackle? What is that? Sony Crackle? That doesn't even sound right. Imagine AEW moving to HBO Max. I don't have to imagine it. I guarantee you that's going to happen. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. Alright guys, before I get out of here, let me do this one last plug. Because I am going to be doing this again later on tonight. Wrestle Rumble! The Wrestle Rumble is sponsoring this week's live streams. If you are someone that wants to win $500 or $666 for the CM Punk Pick'em contest, I will be giving away 3 free entries into either one of these contests. 3 free entries. How do you win these 3 free entries? You have to join the Discord. You have to join our Discord, our exclusive Discord that the moderators created, by the way. I think it currently has, and I'm not mistaken, it has at least 100 people. I'm also thinking it might have gotten higher since the last time I looked at it. I don't want to lie to you, but one of the mods will tell me how much it actually has right now, but I'm going to be safe and say 100. I don't want to get in there and it's like 200 now, so I'm not trying to undercut my mods. It's just last time I saw it, it was 100, right? So, for you to get access, or at least be eligible to win a free form, which I will announce tomorrow night, you have to be a part of the Discord. You can join the Discord literally right now by joining it through the link in the description box, or joining it through the link I'm going to put right now in the live chat. Join the Discord. And you just click that link, and it will take you to an invite screen. You get in, you start chatting with wrestling fans about wrestling topics, including the topics that we just talked about here. And then, based off of who's in there, I'm gonna do a randomized poll, Probably gonna put you in a randomizer, some type of a spin wheel, and then whoever wins, you're gonna get a free form. I'm gonna get your email. Wrestle Rumble will give you a free form to whichever one you want. Whichever one you want. CM Punk, Royal Rumble. You want to win $500 or do you want to win $666? Now, between you and me, you want the Rumble because that one's easier. The CM Punk one, you're probably not going to win. I'm just letting you know right now because that one is literally, hey, will CM Punk win? And if so, which number? Good luck. How about that one? But the first one will ask questions like, will Jade Cargill debut in the women's Royal Rumble? They'll also ask you questions like, besides who will win, they'll ask you, what number will Gunther enter at, and how many eliminations will he have? Yeah, that's the kind of contest you need to be a part of. So, once again, if you want access to that, join the Discord. I'll get you a free form, or you just want to get you your own entries, you'll have to pay for it. But I think it's like, for 5 entries, you just have to pay $30. $30 for 5 entries. If that's something you want to do, you do it for yourself, go for it. Alright guys, I gotta get out of here. This was a crazy stream. Thank you all so much for joining me here. As you follow, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that button to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, and Venmo. I will see you in just a few hours. I'm going to come back up here later on tonight to preview and predict Royal Rumble with A&B combos. I'll see you guys then, right here in Alyx's world. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I love you. Take care of yourselves. I'm out. See you then. Peace.